my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 Yeah. I am light. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. All light. Yeah. All light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Yeah. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Wow, just take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And affirm, I am light. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And affirm, I am divinity. In through your nose and out through your mouth. I am the God on the inside. Oh, thank you, India Ari. Even though we do not own the rights to that music, we thank you that right now there are no copyright claims when it does come up on this in ReBirth Sunday or in this Paradigm Shift 48. Welcome this morning to day 5. And I am your host for those who are joining for the first time, La Tonia Taylor, affectionately known as the RevCoach, the Juicy Spirit Mama, the Priestess of Purpose, Pleasure, and Passion. And I am light, I am love, I am wisdom, I am divinity, I am God, I am goddess, I am all that is operating through me on earth right here, right now, and so are you. Oh, boy, I could just go right into prayer, but I know sometimes that life happens, and so I want to talk to you this morning about life happens, and when life happens, how do we respond to life? When life happens in our health, when life happens on our job, when life happens with the elders that we are responsible for, when life happens for the children that we've already raised or the ones that we are raising, when life happens, what happens for us? Do we happen to our life, or do we see ourselves as a victim when life happens, when love happens, when people change their mind in love, when jobs lay you off or you are no longer satisfied there? What happens when you need to be loved on, but there no one there and you've settled and you settle over and over again? What happens when your body begins to wake up and you desire to be loved on and you desire to be loved in? Come on now. And what happens when life happens? Do we happen to our life? Do we have the tools to happen to our life? Because most of us have been told to pray, but not necessarily given the skills of prayer. There's about 5 types of prayer. I really want to get into a whole prayer teaching with you all even more. But what happens to our life when we go to school and we think that we have the skills, but we really don't have life skills? We've just been taught how to think. No, really, we've been taught what to think and not how to think. And so because we've been taught what to think in school, when we begin to have life happen, then we start to wonder how to think. And sometimes we don't know how to think for a very long time until we know that there has to be more than this. There has to be more than waking up, going to a 9 to 5. There has to be more than rushing to get on the train or in traffic. And there has to be more than rushing to get out of traffic and to rush home just to hurry up and get ready for work. And then we hurry up and get ready to go to bed. And then we hurry up to wake up or slow down, really in our slow down, but we still got to hurry up. What happens when our body begins to display signs that we may have to go to urgent care like mine did just a week ago, and it catches you by surprise? What happens when you realize that the choices and decisions that you have made, whether it be in life, in love, in your body, in your eating habits, and whether it be in your mental health, begin to catch up with you because you weren't given the tools. Your mother wasn't given the tools. Her mother wasn't given the tools because we've been on survival mode. We made choices in survival mode, or we've only made choices based on our taste buds. I don't eat this and I don't eat that. I don't drink water because I don't like water. Come on now. How do we not like the things that give us life and are living for us? But because we've been programmed to do only what feels good at the level of our comfort zone, and then life happens. And then the universe says, you got to move. You got to do something different. You can't keep on doing it this way and live. I want to talk to some of you who decided to live today, because life does happen. But what is the quality of our lives? I'm going to tell you, when I moved to Costa Rica, right, I had been thinking about it for 3 years. Like I said, that I'm not really praying about it in a prayer space, a prayer time like this. And I gave up the things that I had been maintaining. Because many of us are working hard to maintain an image. We think we call it normal. We even call it responsible. You know, those mortgages that we get. You know, those car notes that keep us, and then when you add up the mortgage and add up the car note alone, we can't make the investments in ourselves oftentimes to advance understanding of life and definitely the quality of our life. And you know, life coaches and counselors and therapists are not reserved for the wealthy, but sometimes that will be something that we will live and eat and breathe if and when we already are in our lives and life has already happened. But what about the quality of your life? Even when you love someone, something, even when you love what you do, like me, I absolutely love my work. There are times, however, where my work is stressful. And it's not the actual work that I'm called to do. It's all of the things that's necessary to maintain the communications, to maintain the systems, and all. When you've spent most of the time being a solopreneur. And even though I love it, sometimes it doesn't love me the way that I love it. And then the question marks come, what am I doing? Oh, my God, how did I get here? Because sitting in those, this is very important for those of you who may sit for long periods of time, 10 hours a day, maybe 2 hours in traffic total, or even an hour in traffic getting to work and then going to work and sitting for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-hour days and then get up and sit some more to get back in traffic, and we're not moving our bodies, we're not moving our energy, and not to mention when we start to protect the truth of what's really going on in our life, because we don't want anyone to judge us. We're worried about what people think about us, and then you begin to hide and suppress emotions, suppress feelings, suppress the truth that I really want help, but I really don't know how to receive help. I really want to be loved, but I really don't know how to ask for it. I want to control it. I want it to come this way. I realize that my relationships with my parents may not have been the best, and now here I am. I've been conditioned not to receive in a certain way because my parents taught me one thing, and now I know that the possibilities and the options exist in another. Well, I want to give you something to chew on this morning. I think you get the point when life happens. I really, really love this reading from our focus today, that life is for you, from the Mental Diet. There is one thing you can be certain of, and that is that law in some form or other guides and governs every aspect of your experience, just as it does everything else in the universe. Fundamentally, the universe operates as a unity, not a chaos. And the laws that establish and maintain this unity are not in conflict with another. I thought that was important because sometimes we get into conflict with others, but law essentially is not in conflict. It actually begins to operate on a mathematical formula, and we learn this through science. The creative action of infinite intelligence is explained in terms of law. And the operation of this law is of necessary in conformity with its nature, not contrary to it. So you can come to discover that it does not matter what your experience may be, whether you are concerned with your health, success, affairs, or relationships. There is a law of mind at work. But the way it works in and through your experience, you determine. The way it works in and through your experience, you determine. Things just do not happen haphazardly without any determining factor. There is always a cause and an effect, an initial act of creativity, and the manifest result. I woke up this morning with the energy of creativity in my spirit. I heard spirit and my angelic guides guiding me to creativity, because I want to just say this about creativity, and the rest I'll teach about at 1 o'clock today in the ReBirth Woman, in that community. Please join us on Facebook at 1 o'clock today, because I want to just talk about life happening. But I want to drop this real nugget about creativity. Many of us have been taught how to think linear. You go to school, they teach you what to think in a linear fashion. And some of us are creative beings, never able to fully express our creativity. And now here comes social media, and we see other people winning, and some of them are operating in their gift sets naturally, and we want to duplicate what we see. We take a program, we want to duplicate what other people are doing. That's not creativity, that's duplication. And there is a duplication energy on the planet that mocks creativity, because creativity comes from the original formula that's inside of you, that you are to create and build and duplicate. That's different. And so many of us have this creative energy in us, but the moment that we were told to color inside the lines and get graded for it in kindergarten, yes, you need to be able to have some cognitive skills and development, but wouldn't it be a better thing to be able to be rewarded for doing both, being able to color inside the lines and now to color outside of the lines? Many of us are still trying to color inside the lines of our life. Sometimes in my business, coloring inside the lines looks like the goals and the measurements and the marks that I set up, that when I meet them or exceed them, I feel accomplished. But can I feel accomplished when I don't hit the marks and the goals? And sometimes when there is the inflow, the incoming isn't incoming at all, but can I still tap into the creative intelligence of the universe and celebrate that? Find something to celebrate. Your answer to that oftentimes is what this is saying to you. You determine how law works through you. You can't even escape law, even if you don't know about universal law, even if you aren't a metaphysician studied in it, even if you've just begun. Law is no respecter of person. That's what Jesus was talking about when he said he doesn't come it makes no reputation of himself. Perhaps you've been prone to think that law is operative in some things and in not others, that there is a law relative to the action of electricity, but no law that applies to your relationship with others, or that law may apply to the positions the planets hold around the sun, but law does not enter into the question as to whether you are sick or well. See, even when I do a natal chart, there were universal laws that basically even govern your chart. The natal chart is saying you operate easily under this law, or you have a challenge in operating under this law by disposition. But it's not final. Your natal chart is not final, because choice, like we taught about yesterday, commitment, like we taught about the day before or the day before that, all of that begins to set you in motion beyond the fixed positions of your planets in your chart or your genetics. Whether you fully recognize it or not, the law functions in everything you are, you do, and you experience. There's no avoiding or escaping it in action, but it must always be remembered, and law is impersonal. It is never concerned about whether or not you recognize it, nor is it the least bit interested in how you use it. This is why we can see that there are people who are wealthy who are activating law even when their character is poor. There are some people winning who may not be advanced and spiritually sophisticated, but they've activated a law. Money really doesn't care about your understanding of how it operates in law. But the law of mind governs our relationship with money, with love, with sex, and with manifestation. And this is why we haven't been taught these things, and we have to be able to become teachable, to become coachable. Tell the truth. When life happens, are you coachable? Most of us, you got to tell the truth. Or are you resistant, reluctant, unwilling? And then you wonder why you end up in relationships, and it takes you 10 years later. It takes you 3 years to be in a relationship wanting to be married, and then you realize, well, this person doesn't want to marry me, or it takes you 10, 12 years to realize I cannot change this person. This is who they are. It is unloving for me to keep on staying in something and wanting them to change. It is unloving for me to tell myself I need to leave this job. Other people around you are saying you need to prepare to leave. They're not saying don't leave. Now, but then when you get out on your own, now you're struggling, and then you're wondering why. Because you looked at somebody else who was an entrepreneur, and you said, I want to do that, but you don't prepare, and you don't know that the reason that person became an entrepreneur was because life happened, and they had to find it. But then they're telling you, or sometimes it's been through betrayal that a person is saying, be careful before you do make this decision, or sometimes it's through your health. And they're saying, you might want to give up that pork since the doctor said that you have high blood pressure. You might not want to keep on eating that, and then your response is, or your people's response is, maybe not anybody in this room today, but my mama ate it and she was fine. So it would appear that if in any respect life seems to be withholding something from you, I want to emphasize this. It would appear that if in any respect life seems to be withholding something from you, it is not the result of the action of life itself, but the result of your relationship to life. All of life is available to you. But the question rises, how much of it are you availing yourself of? Final thought that I want to offer to you, and I definitely will teach on a little bit more today. The universe does not have favorites. And many of us go to church and hear stuff about favor, the favor of God. As if because one pronounces the Christian faith is better than one who pronounces the Islamic faith, and then we start name calling. That's no different than Crips and Bloods. That's no different than in D.C. They don't have gangs in D.C. And I forgot to, oh goodness, somebody to tell me in the chat in our resource group. No different. We take that mentality and we start dressing it up and calling it spiritual things. And sometimes we even do that in our family. The family members with degrees treat the family members different that don't have degrees. The light skin is people treat the dark skinned people different and vice versa. What happens when life happens and there's death? Because death is certain. But it's the dash between the day you were born and the day that you choose to leave or life chooses for you. Death. Why do we act the way we do when it comes to death or before it? Of course, we know that our elders who've had some time on the planet, that they must make an exit. Why? Life happens. Do we celebrate the life that or do we grieve? Because there are cultures in New Orleans, of course, that's I love my home for teaching me that, how to celebrate even in the face of your grief. And we teach this even in our pleasure principles, in the process of how even when you're grieving, when you're sad, when you're wanting something, how you can still coexist in the realm of joy and pleasure. That you can be an embodiment for both if you're present. But the thing is, a lot of times we want to hurry up and rush through the principles and try to get the results by getting there, instead of being present with what we need to be present with at that time. Are you even present now? Meditation, this even the soul detox that is our companion piece here. It helps us to get present with our health, present with our words, present. Sometimes you can just go into meditation when you know that your energy is chaotic and scattered, and just sit down. I want to give you a quick meditation even before we go into our affirmative prayer this morning, because you don't need a whole lot more concepts to understand that life is for you. I look forward to sharing a little bit more in terms of some steps and some implementation today. I want to just do this and move us right into our affirmative prayer this morning. And this is something everyone can do. This is my gift to you. You've heard me do it if you join us on ReBirth Sunday mornings. If you've worked with me in any of our processes, every now and then I do this particular meditation and prayer. It's so simple for those of you who are beginning to learn how to affirm and not beg in prayer. You're learning how to affirm and not moan in prayer. Okay? Now take another breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. When life is happening and you don't have answers, when life happens and your body is going crazy, it's doing the opposite of what you feel it should be doing, or it's giving you a signal, because pain is a signal. Ill health is a signal. There is a connection even to your mind, your thoughts, and health. There's a mind-body connection. There's a mind-body connection to cancer. There's a mind-body connection to fibroids. There's a mind-body connection to any place that it shows up in your body. Every one of our body parts brings a message. When the money appears low, check in when where your energy is low, your thought energy is low vibrational thoughts. When your sexual energy has not been activated properly, you're having sex, but the quality of your sex oftentimes mimics the quality of your life or what you believe about life. If you still think of yourself as sinning, and you still believe in sin and hell and damnation, this meditation is something that I want to offer to you as well. Take another breath. Be still and know that I am God. And take a breath. Be still and know that I am. Take a breath. Be still and know that I. And another breath. Be still and know that. And breathe. Be still and know. And breathe. Be still and. Be still. And breathe. Be. And breathe. How you be this morning? How is your beingness this morning? Is it time to recalibrate your beingness this morning? You're here. You're sending a signal to the universe. Congratulations. This is a new day, a new moment, a new opportunity to happen to your life. Congratulations. Mother, Father, God, Holy Spirit, precious Lord of the universe, holy I am, holy I am, holy I am. Affirm that even as you're listening to me. Holy I am, holy I am. Oh, that's another meditation even right there. And I thank you, Holy Spirit, for the reminders of the tools that I have in my own toolbox to hold this space and share this space with others. There is but one power and one presence operating in my mind, my body, my life, and all my affairs. And there is but one presence, one power operating in the minds, the body, the life, and all of the affairs of each and every person under the sound of my voice. The all-encompassing power of this God presence, holy I am, God's truth, God's peace, God's love. I am God's truth, God's peace, God's love. The power of God's truth now fills every aspect of my life, casting out all darkness. The holy I am cast out all darkness in my mind, my body, and my affairs, financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and relationally. The power of the holy I am's peace now radiates through my being, soothing, calming, balancing my mind, my body, my life, and brings peace to all with whom I come in contact. Take a breath. The power of holy I am's love radiates through my being, drawing to me more love, more peace, more power, and more truth, and more money. Money, 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 money. I am money. Holy I am is my own naturally energy yield. I now surrender my mind to the power of holy I am's truth. I now surrender my body to the power of holy I am's peace. I now surrender my spirit to the power of holy I am's love. Let truth now spill forward in my mind, guiding my thoughts and my words into alignment with the will of God. Let peace now fill my body, direct my actions, govern all my relations with others. Let love now spill into my heart that I might freely give and abundantly receive the healing power of God's sustenance. Let the holy I am allow me to surrender, to be coachable, teachable, and guided at times when I know not when I'm going in the direction of my own blind spot, dead end, or casualty. Help me to be willing to hear the voice of the divine. Help me to become a vessel of the divine in my listening, that the filters of my childhood will not become the perceptual filters of my listening. Help me in the holy I am's presence not to put on a pedestal leadership with expectations of perfection that I do not have on my own. Help me to allow grace and mercy in my affairs with people, not being so sensitive and so such a much and so judgmental that we don't allow personality to be expressed the way that it expresses. Yet at the same time, we declare and decree we will do no harm, but we will take no crap, that we are willing to have boundaries, that we declare war and study war no more when it's not necessary, but we are willing to be on the battlefield for our life when it is necessary. When we are in the fight for our lives, help us to know the difference for fighting for someone else versus fighting to live and surrendering the fight and claiming the ease in life, in living, and in love. Let it be easy. Let all that I have spoken for myself and for my sisters and my brothers who are listening, let it be easy. Let it come easily. Let us declare the ease and the effortlessness of our universe because we choose that. Let our love be easy. Let our relationships be easy. Let our money come easy. Let us be in the flow, in the current. And all that we have planted, let it come back to us, pressed down, shaken up, and running over. I thank you. I thank you. I thank the universal power as the I am presence in me right now operating. I send forth this word, knowing that it shall not return to me void, that it will accomplish that which I have sent it forth to do, and I let it be so, and so it is. Ashe. What a divine and wonderful day. And I pray that you all will continue to have exactly that. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Connect with me if you have any specific prayer requests or anything that is beginning to shake up in your life. I love you. Have a wonderful day.